Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Chasing Our White Rabbit.
Thank you for joining us again. Kim, let's go ahead and tell us how your training has been.
Well, it went better this week, but I'm still not where I want to be.
Yeah?
So I am training to through hike the Pacific Crest Trail, the PCT, and it's a long goal because I'm not planning on being on trail for another 3 years, but congratulations to everybody who's out there because the through hike season just started March 1st. So that's super exciting. Yeah, that's super exciting for all of them that are out there doing it.
Is that when you get your permits, or is that when
no, that's
just when
like
the weather permits,
it's,
or what is it?
It's like when you can start walking.
When you're allowed to?
No, just because of how weather, like when the snow will be bad and all that kind of stuff. Like it's when you get to these parts, the snow should be like manageable at that point and things like that. But yeah, season just started March 1st, so that's exciting. But my goal for 2026 is to walk 10 miles a day by the end of the year, about four days a week. And I'm not quite there, but I did better this week. So that is exciting. So since we're in March, my mini goal for the year is to be at 3 miles a day, 4 days a week. And I'm not there, but it's not for lack of trying. It is just because my outside life has been like super crazy at work and with like helping take care of my parents. And even though most of our kids are adults now, they still need a lot of support sometimes, like going to the doctor and whatnot. So it's still been super crazy, but I've been trying to prioritize that. So I have walked 4 days a week. It's just hasn't been 3 miles.
When you plan on doing it, you're planning on going from the south to the north? Is that how you're
I am planning on doing.
Is there a
going
reason for that?
Just because I live in California. That's literally it. I just feel like south to north. I'd never really even looked into north to south. I've always just been drawn to.
It does seem like a lot of the literature or a lot of what people do is from south to north. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if there's like a difference in time frame, or because if you think about it, like the south is the desert, and that might be the hardest thing. You might not want to do that in the summer. I don't know. But I was just curious to see if you had like a reasoning around that.
No, I was just always drawn to it. Whenever I looked up information about it, I always looked from Mexico to Canada. So I mean that's interesting. I probably should look into the other direction.
Yeah, because if like walking from like south to north is maybe it's uphill. So if you walk from north to south, maybe walking downhill, maybe a little easier.
That's not how it works.
Because all the streams and the water, they run like the Colorado River. They run down to Mexico. So I wonder if it's like a decrease in elevation.
I've never looked into it the other way, but I don't think that that's how things work. I think that you'd still have to climb up the other side.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a thought.
You're gonna have an up and a down no matter what. I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, but if you start on the up, then it's all down. Like we would drive to the up. Like, oh, we're driving up the hill. Okay,
you're saying like if it was like if Canada is a higher elevation than Mexico, in general, I should be going down.
Yeah,
more.
Yeah, because like the Colorado River that goes to Mexico, it's like it goes from Colorado.
Maybe I should just kayak the Colorado River.
It goes from Colorado,
to Mexico.
You know what I mean? Like it goes
easier.
from the middle. I think it even goes up higher than that. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Idaho. I don't know. But like it goes up all the way from up there, and then the water goes all the way to Mexico, which implies that it goes downhill because it doesn't go uphill. So I
actually have no idea, and I will look into it. And next time,
isn't that interesting?
Maybe I'll have some information for you.
And Canada is at the top of like the globe, so it would make sense that like you're going down.
I just don't think that's how things work. You're really confusing me. It doesn't work like that.
I'm just saying, like, look at a globe, right?
Yeah,
there's the top of the globe. There's the North
there's
Pole.
gravity.
Yeah.
It's not like if I went up to the North Pole and dropped a marble, it would fucking roll down.
Well, it would go
to
in the
the
water,
South Pole.
obviously, you know.
No, but it's not going to roll down. You're kidding.
Yeah, I am kidding a little bit, but the whole, like, the Mississippi River runs the complete length of, like, the United States, and it runs down south. So I mean, it is a little curious to think about. You know, we have major rivers that run in the United States, and they run from north to south. And it's like, well, why do they run north to south? None of them run.
Doesn't that have to do with the way, like, because we're in the northern hemisphere, like the way that, like, the toilet spins and, like,
that's a myth.
Rivers.
I don't think that's true.
No, it freaking is real.
I don't think it's true.
You go from north to south. The rivers go from north to south, but in the southern hemisphere, don't the rivers go from south to north?
I don't know. There's no reason that would be true. It's my only thing. Like, there's no real.
I'm gonna Google it.
The only logical thing would be it would go from high elevation to low elevation. And let's say, like, Canada, there's British Columbia, right? And there's, like, Victoria, which is on the ocean. There's no lower elevation than, I mean, I guess there is, because you go under the sea, you know?
It says right here, rivers do not inherently run from north to south. They flow downhill following gravity from high elevation to low elevation, regardless of compass direction. While some rivers flow south, many flow north, like the Nile and the Red River. There's another river, I just don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm going to skip that. They can run north, east, or west, or south, depending entirely on local terrain and topography. Because it is true. Like, if you look at a map with, like, the Mississippi, for example, it's not just a straight line. It goes like this.
But which way does it go? It goes down.
It goes from north to south in some areas, but it goes east to west, west to east.
I don't know, but I guess when I think about that, I think about, like, if I'm, like, pouring water out on, like, concrete, it's gonna go like that too, because it hits pockets and it's got to go over.
I think that it's just a coincidence. The one you're thinking of runs from north to south.
What, the Mississippi?
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Colorado River?
Yeah. They run downhill. So
yeah. 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah.
They went downhill.
Yeah, that's I don't know where.
But you were saying something like the northern hemisphere, they run to the equator, and
yeah, that's what I was thinking, because, like, you were saying that I was using your information. You said all rivers run from north to south. So I was like, well, if that's true, maybe in the southern hemisphere it's different. But it has nothing to do with that. You made me sound like a flippin' idiot on here. Never trusting you again.
No, and what I was saying was,
this is
like,
exactly why I tell you I want you to give me a little hint about what you're gonna bring up during the podcast, so I don't look like a freaking idiot. You set me up.
But it is funny when you think about it. You're arguing southern hemisphere runs
shut up.
South to north, and it's when I was near the equator, it doesn't do anything.
Dude, how do I sound so dumb saying that? But you made it sound like it was normal to be like, no, like, because it's, like, up north, and if you looked at a globe, it's down. You're dumb. We're on an axis anyway. The North Pole isn't up. It's, like, tilted.
Of course. My point being,
you purposefully made me come across as uneducated. And we're moving on now. How are your goals going, Matt?
No, it's just, my thing about that was, like, I was finding it curious when my brain was thinking about it. It was like, dude, it is interesting how most of these run, but it's like, it doesn't make sense as far as, like, logically, because water could only run from a high elevation to a lower elevation. But isn't that interesting how most rivers that my brain was thinking of at the time were just from east to west, or north to south, or, you know, they were.
There are some major north flowing rivers like the Nile in Africa, or
they're on the equator,
Red River.
So according to you,
shut up. Oh my God! I swear, guys, I'm smarter than that. I just don't know all the things.
Yeah, just like the toilet bowl thing or the water swirling around. You're like, I know that's true. It's like, I don't think
I've
it's
seen
true.
videos where they like
I've
take
seen
the
him debunk
water,
it.
they take the water and they put it in a thing and they put little flower petals on top and then you pull the bottom out and like they're at the equator. So like on one side of the line it goes one way. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
they
that was debunked. The guy, it's like a scam where they're getting tourists to pay the money. Oh, let me show you this, man. And they show you how they do it.
Okay, it says water does not inherently swim in different directions in household drains based on the hemisphere. Dang. I'm learning all sorts of things today.
Man.
I hope that there are others out there who thought that that was true.
I hope that there's others out there that thought that was funny. Man, you were so adamant about that too. It's like I saw one Simpsons episode and now it's
Wait,
true.
wait. There's something called the Coriolis effect.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't work with yet. I don't think it works with like toilets or.
It's a phenomenon that's caused by Earth's rotation and affects large-scale, long-lasting events. In the Norman's hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, it causes low-pressure systems like hurricanes to rotate counterclockwise, while in the southern hemisphere, they rotate clockwise. So, bam.
So that's like where
I was right.
That's essentially where the myth comes from. But then people just were like, well, if it works for a hurricane, it must work for my sink. And at the end of the day, it's like, well,
It's not big enough.
yeah, it's so massive that it takes into account for the spinning of the Earth.
I'm kind of sad that that's not true.
What? Why?
Because it's just like an interesting thing, you know? Like, you think about like when you go to the southern hemisphere, you're actually looking at like different sky than the northern hemisphere is looking at that time. And it was just like, oh, okay, you're also like.
But do you think about that?
Every day.
Cause,
Every day. I think about the drains in Australia.
Because when I go to other places and I like look up, I don't see anything different. Because I don't have a reference to how different it is here. Because when I look up here, I go, look at all these stars. And then when I go like to like, let's just say when we go to like a southern hemisphere country like Colombia or I think Bali. Is Bali in the southern hemisphere? I don't know. Maybe not. We haven't been to a lot of southern hemisphere countries.
Is Jamaica?
Jamaica is in the Caribbean. I think it's northern hemisphere. But and I look up. I'm never like, damn, this is so different. I look up and I go, there's a lot of stars. Yeah, Colombia isn't even in the southern hemisphere.
I don't think we've been in the southern hemisphere.
Look up Indonesia and see if Indonesia's in the southern. Because we went to Bali. Does it say yes or what?
I don't know.
Google's tough sometimes. It's like, here we go. Ready?
It says yes.
Yes. So
Okay,
we have been.
Okay. And
I
I
mean, it must
definitely
be-
noticed when we were there that the water went a different direction and the sky, like, for sure was different.
I feel like when we went there and we were like, let's see if it goes in a different direction. And then we like poured water in and we're like, yep. Because we like had no reference to what it looked like before.
I'm telling you, it did. I noticed a difference.
But the same with the stars there. I didn't look
Coriolis
up.
effect.
I didn't look up and it wasn't like, you know what, damn, like look at these, how different it is, you know?
Yeah. I feel like we also went to bed really early.
No, we were up all night. We were swimming in the swimming pool all the time at nighttime.
That happened like twice.
Okay, well, we're there for 10 days. So 2 out of 10 is 20%. That's quite a bit. And we definitely got back pretty late a bunch of times. All I'm saying is that I understand that, like, that it is different, like you were saying, right? Like the sky is different from the southern. Like, I don't know. I really don't understand why it's different, but apparently it is different. Okay. Right?
Yeah, because you're looking at a different side. Like, you're looking, if there's a ball,
Yeah.
and this is the northern hemisphere, you're looking at that sky.
Okay.
But if you're in the southern hemisphere, you have to look at this sky. You're looking at different constellations.
Yeah,
but we're
doesn't it
spinning.
spin?
But it's basically
That's the
like
thing.
what is visible.
In the moment,
Is
so like
different.
eventually they'll see Orion.
Yeah, but I think that it shows up in a different spot in the horizon too.
So that's the point I'm making. Like, I don't know enough. I don't have enough reference points to be like, wow, Orion showed up in a different spot.
I would just saying it's cool.
I would just look up and be like, oh yeah, there's Orion's belt. And then I would look up in another area, like another part of the world, and be like, oh yeah, there's Orion's belt. And like my brain wouldn't go, damn, that's in a different location. Because even in where we are, when you look up from hour to hour, it's in a different location because it's moving.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that it's cool to think about the fact that what you are seeing is different than what the other side can see. That's all I'm saying.
You know what else is different? Like the land that you look at too when you're in a different place. Like that's also interesting. I think that gets less credit, but like man, these rocks are different than where we're from, or these hills are different than. Like everybody looks at the stars and goes, "Man, look at that." But it's like, hey, how would you just look at like right at your feet? Like that's different too.
It is different, but I think that because that changes faster, like what we would see if we went on a hike right now here in Sonoma County, and then we went on a hike in Marin. Just that little bit of travel would cause a change.
But not much. I mean, it would be pretty similar. Because if you went hiking in like Sonoma County, right, and then we went to like Arizona, it's vastly different.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. You don't have to go to a totally different hemisphere to see different rocks.
But it is interesting because like we live in an area where it's one of the only few areas like redwood giant trees grow in the whole world. And when we go anywhere else that's not this Pacific coast, I never feel like, damn, they don't have any redwood trees. This is so different. Even though here we're covered in redwood trees.
I don't know. I do definitely notice a difference.
You do? You feel that?
Yeah. Like especially, I'll look around and I'll be like, oh, those trees look interesting. And that gets me thinking about like the different flora that's around areas. It was especially noticeable to me when I drove from New York to California with my brother.
Yeah.
Like I could notice like things changing as we went, especially like going through the middle of the country.
The middle of the country?
Mm-hmm. And like...
What's that? Like where do you think the middle of the country... Where do you feel the middle of the country is?
Matt, don't be a big...
No. I'm seriously asking, like, when did it feel like this is the middle of the country?
I don't know the name of the stupid state.
You don't have to know the name.
In the middle of the country. Because we went from New York and then we
anything
went down.
Anything on the other side of Manhattan, like New Jersey, technically is the middle of the country because it's on the outside of the country anymore. I mean, maybe not New Jersey, but there's the river. But like, I'm just wondering, when did that start feeling like, oh, we're not in Kansas anymore? Like we're in the middle of the country.
I guess I don't know how to describe it to you.
Because there has to be some sort of... You're saying you have a feeling that you're in the middle of the country, right?
I'm talking about...
Like when you got to Missouri? Or was it like when you left Pennsylvania? You were feeling like that?
Just give me a second.
Sure. And then the big question is, when did you start feeling you were on the West Coast?
Okay, so we drove from New York, and it's kind of crazy to think about how we drove.
We drove through upstate New York.
Yeah, we drove through upstate New York, into Ohio, into Indiana.
Hold on, you drove through Pennsylvania, because you have to drive through Pennsylvania.
Yes, I was just skipping that.
Oh, sorry. All of our fans from Pennsylvania, I'm really sorry.
All of our fans. Okay, there's 2 subscribers, and one of them's you.
See, I shouldn't subscribe to her own stuff.
No, because I don't want it to throw off our numbers. Okay, so we went from upstate New York through Pennsylvania,
our 2 numbers.
through Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. So I'm talking about when we got to like the Missouri, Kansas,
okay, hold
Oklahoma.
on. I hear you saying that, but you have to look at a map to be able to feel that. What about Illinois was different than Missouri?
Well, first of all, when we were in Illinois, we broke down.
I thought you said you broke down in Missouri, where the arch is.
Yeah,
The
but
Lewis and
it
Clark-
started. The
Lewis and
problem
Clark?
started in Illinois.
The, okay. It's what do you mean it started? Like you started having a rough like go of it?
Like the car problem started.
Okay, but you made it to Missouri,
We made it right to like St. Louis,
right to St. Louis. Okay.
and then the car broke down.
And that's where you felt like, do you feel like because it broke down and you had like this time there that you felt like the area was different, like the flora or the fauna or whatever?
I just feel like it was where we were driving, at least we were in more of like a city type area. And when we got into Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, it was like desert-y. And like you could see
in Oklahoma and Kansas, it was desert?
like flat.
Flat? Okay.
And not a lot of like tall things, but you did notice like
That makes
as you
sense,
got
though,
into
'cause
like
that's where-
Texas, New Mexico.
That's where hurricanes, or not hurricanes, but tornadoes are. Like that's like Tornado Alley.
Yeah.
So it should be all flat. That
Yeah,
should be
so
what
it was
is.
like super duper flat, and like going through Texas and New Mexico, you notice it changed from like trees, and I'm sure there's still trees. I don't know what they were. I'm sorry, Texas and New Mexico, but like almost cactusy looking, like the trees just didn't look the same
They're
as
probably
like.
cactuses.
But I don't think they were.
Cacti.
They weren't.
They weren't?
It was like a tree, but it was like not a lot of like small branches and leaves. It was
Okay.
like a thick branch at the top with like a little cluster of leaves.
Okay.
And then when we
So
got
built
into
for a drop.
Arizona, it was even more deserty and like, I don't know, but it wasn't like a leisurely trip either.
Yeah.
We were just driving.
I know.
Like drive.
But the nice thing about that is that you can have comparison because all you're doing is driving. So you're like, dude, 5 hours ago we were in this state and look at this.
Yeah.
Opposed to like spending 2 days in every state and then being like kind of losing your comparisons. Like I could see these comparisons from day to day.
Yeah.
So when did it feel like I'm on the West Coast again? How far did you have to get to West?
Oh,
before
when we
you
got
felt
into
that?
California, it immediately felt like home.
So as soon as you got into California, it was like still desert. That's the Mojave Desert area, and it was like there theoretically should be no different.
It felt different. I don't know how to explain it, but we actually crossed into California at a place I don't think I've ever crossed at that specific place because
Mexico.
No, we stayed in the United
Okay.
States, but like I had never seen this specific welcome to California sign. Like it was a
Okay.
big California with bears and it was lit up. We did go through at night, so that kind of sucked, but I had never seen that before. And
Did you go to LA?
I mean, we drove.
Did you drive through LA or did you drive through like Barstow, Fresno?
No, yeah, we drove through Fresno.
Okay, so you didn't go through LA.
We just saw a lot of tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
Yeah, because it
Or
was
tomatoes.
Must have been like their harvest season because there were so many trucks full of tomatoes,
Oh,
and there were
that's what you mean.
so many tomatoes on the side of the road, like so many tomatoes. And my brother and I were talking about it. And I was like, I'd be surprised if some of these didn't turn into tomato plants. But there's just piles
that's
and
true.
piles of tomatoes on the side of the road just from falling out of the trucks because they're not covered, which is also gross. So
That is a weird thing when you look at those tomato trucks. It's like full of tomatoes,
They had to be getting smushed.
and they're like, it's just there's a mound. They're like fill it all the way up, and the guy's just like, oh no, it's full to the top. He's like, no. We want it overflowing. It's like, aren't you losing money because they're falling out? It's like, nah, it's fine, and they fall out all the time, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Piles and piles of tomatoes on the side of the freeway.
Imagine driving behind that, and all of a sudden, boom, tomato splat. It hits your car.
Yeah, but
It's
you could
really hot, so you're using your windshield wipers. You don't have any windshield wiper fluid left. You're like freaking out. That would suck, huh?
That would suck. That's a very specific situation.
You've been tomatoed.
Yeah. That was kind of crazy. But it felt different. I don't know what it
As soon as you got
is.
into California, it felt
I
different.
feel like there were more palm trees. Like even at that, because we stayed in a hotel. We drove further so that we could get into California that night.
Okay.
And so then we stayed in a hotel in like really south in California. And there was like palm trees. It just felt different. The hotels were different. Like,
Is that what makes you feel a lot like California? Is the palm trees?
Maybe it is.
Because like that is like, which is interesting because Florida has a lot of palm trees. Hawaii has a lot of palm trees. But like when I see palm trees, I do think of California.
Yeah.
You know what area has the most palm trees?
No. What area has the most palm trees?
Sacramento.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, everybody equates palm trees with LA.
Yeah, Southern California.
Which is like synonymous with palm trees, but Sacramento has more palm trees, like I don't know if it's like per capita or per square foot or whatever it is, than any other place in California. And San Francisco also has a ton of palm trees. There's a ton of palm trees in San Francisco. People just don't even think about, but because it's so equated with LA or Southern California, that I like palm trees actually. I think they're really cool. They're really easy to plant. They grow. They're really hardy. They're really distinct in the way they look. They're really easy to remove. Yeah. If I had a long driveway, I'd have a bunch of palm trees that line that driveway.
I wouldn't.
They'd be like...
I'd have like weeping willows. So we're going to live somewhere else. We're not going to live together.
You'd have weeping willows that lined a driveway?
Yeah.
It just weeped onto another weep, onto another weep. Or would you have them canopy over?
Oh, that'd be even cooler.
Until a big moving truck comes through and just wrecks them, huh?
It's our driveway. Why is there a big truck going down our driveway?
What if we need to move some stuff? Or we order, like, I don't know, like a refrigerator and a big truck comes to deliver it.
How short do you think these trees are?
How big do you think a weeping willow
Big enough
is?
for a truck to get through.
What is this, a giant redwood? Like,
well, not driving through the freaking tree. They're on either side of the road, and they don't necessarily have to be all the way up. Like, it doesn't have to create a tunnel, but like it just
Wouldn't that be cooler?
I feel like I've driven through stuff like that. Like,
but wouldn't it be cooler if we had like palm trees and then we did like the whole In-N-Out burger thing where they tied together at the top?
No.
And then it's almost like Mario. You know what I mean? Like you're
No.
I think that'd be pretty cool, actually.
I don't think so. I disagree.
Well, we'll try it, and if it doesn't work, then we'll.
We don't even have a long driveway, so it doesn't really matter.
But one day, if we do have a long driveway, we'll try it. And if you don't like it, right, we'll take them from being really little. We'll let them grow, and then we'll connect them together, and then let them, do their thing. And then if you don't like it after it's done, we'll remove them and put in the weeping willows.
When we're dead?
No. Just when we're done. Like when it's done. It's
okay,
like,
so let's just say we hit the lottery and we go and we buy this property with the long driveway today. And you plant those trees tomorrow. It takes like 10 years for trees to grow that big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're 40. We'll be in our 50s.
We'll be 50, dude. Well, do you know 10 years? 50? Like.
Okay, but listen, for those trees, it takes longer for weeping willows. So let's say then in 10 years I do change my mind and you dig those out.
I wouldn't dig them out. I would just chop them down, chip them up, and then I would just...
Okay, who cares? That's not the point.
Okay.
Then we plant. I'm going to be like 65. I'm not going to be driving anywhere.
You'll be 50 when we plant them, and however long it takes.
But that's if it were to be today. It's not going to be today, my guy.
I mean, I'm just trying to make
How about this?
I'm just trying to make it best for both of us.
So you think that that's really fair to do it that way?
I mean, it's a lot fairer than the other way.
Why not plant
the other way would first. Be horrible. Why? Because you're the one making the decision.
And then if I don't like it, we can cut it down.
You're the one making the decision, so the final decision. So the best way for that to happen is that you have to... We'll do the short one first and the long one second. Because guess what? If you don't like the short one...
I have an even better idea. Let's get a house with 2 driveways. One that comes up to the front and one that comes up to the back. And you can do whatever you want with the back driveway.
That would be so funny if we did that. Because you would tell people, do not enter in the back. Don't go through the back. Okay, go through the front. We have a front driveway. And it's just like this.
2 different addresses. You tell your friends one address. I tell my friends the other address. And people are like trying to describe, oh yeah, I went to Matt and Kim's. Oh yeah, isn't their driveway beautiful? Oh yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah, it says these palm trees.
No, it's weeping willows. And they're like, have a totally different experience.
Yeah. And then like, you'd start hearing people be like, oh, I like going through this side. And I'm like, yeah, well, I think it's pretty cool too. Nobody
will like your side.
I doubt that. People are going to love my side.
Only if you can somehow set it up so that when they like get onto our driveway, there is a noise that goes through that's like.
Yeah, and then when they get to the end, they get a In-N-Out burger. And they're like, sorry, kid, we're going to go on that side. I'm hungry. I've been through this like 4 times already. It's so good. I'm over there. Who's winning now, Kimmy?
Whatever.
And they drive through your side. They just get sad. Just start to weep.
That's not how that works.
Oh, no.
I'll put little like fairy lights in it, so when you drive down it at night, it's just like twinkly stars.
There you guys go. Fairy lights or do 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 do.
You're making me cry.
See, that's your weeping willow. It's
no,
making
it's
me cry.
you. You make me cry. But anyway, back to what we were discussing.
Yeah, anyway, so
how's your goal going?
Oh my god, it's really rough. My body is taking a beating. I'm up to about 6.25 miles a day. I'm running about, I want to say...
Are you running while you're at work?
No, I don't have time.
I know. It hasn't been.
I'm working. You know? That's the tough thing about doing this is like, we have jobs and we have lives. You know? We have hours that we need to be sitting on the couch looking at our phones, you know? Like, there's like... No, but there's like it does get tough because I coach rugby, I work all day, and then I got to come home, make dinner, and then it's like, and my body is just not holding up the way it used to. Like my legs are, I'm in so much pain all the time.
It is kind of interesting.
My feet hurt
It
so
feels
bad.
It feels different now that we're older than, like I noticed that first because I started again on Monday that night I noticed like I'm like I hurt just from walking, and that day I'd only walked 2.5 miles, but I noticed like my lower back hurts and my legs hurt and just from walking. So I imagine because you're running and working, are you working out too?
I'm trying to. So I've had to like approach it differently. Like now I'm just doing like pull-ups and dips and like kettlebell swings and running the 6. So I'm trying to do it 4 to 5 times a week, and it's just so, my feet hurt so bad. And I know people are gonna be like, well, that's what it is, but like I think I need to get regular shoes.
What are you using right now?
My barefoot shoes.
Oh.
And I think
maybe you're just like your tissues are just old
I'm
now.
just too fat, I think it is. That's what I think it is. I'm too fat. So my body's just like, dude, we're just crushing these fucking feet.
Yeah, you probably want to take care of that sooner than later because it's not like we're young, so recovery is a lot more difficult. So
yeah, and I was looking into getting shoes, and I was like, damn, they're so expensive. It's ridiculous. Like good running shoes are like $250.
everything's super expensive.
And I was like, what is that? Louis Vuitton? Like, what the hell am I getting? Like, this is outrageous. I'm going to destroy these shoes. Like, how long are they going to last? You know? Like, I've had my barefoot shoes, you know, I've had 4 pairs, and they last about 1,000 miles before they fall apart. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
how long do you think the other ones will last? Probably about 1,000 miles.
yeah. So it's $250 for 1,000 miles. 10% of that is going to be gone in the race alone. You know?
Yeah, we already talked about you're gonna have to have more than one pair of shoes.
I mean, it's ridiculous, though. They're so expensive.
When is your race again? October?
October.
You better get on it. You better get some shoes.
I know. My feet hurt, and it's like my legs hurt. I mean, and then I got my stupid fucking dog that just, let's go. You know, she's like, let's go. Like, let's keep going. And I'm like, we're at mile 6.3, 6.5, 7.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would never run that far. I would walk that far, but running is a little bit much.
Well, I feel like I just need to like continue to do it, and then I'll come out at the other end is what I'm feeling.
I feel like, yes, normally when we were younger, but it might be a little bit different now that you're older. But have at it. Give it a try.
But I do need to buy some new shoes. So I was thinking about actually going to a place for the first time and asking them.
Oh, instead of like
buying them online.
going online? Are you thinking about going like REI or Dick's or what?
What?
You said going to a place.
I know. These are places you chose from were interesting. Going to Dick's.
Dick's Sporting Goods?
Oh, okay.
What are you thinking about?
No, I was thinking like was it Fleet Feet or like a running store, actual running store.
Oh.
So they can like get some shoes that are gonna be like designed for that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I want trail shoes because I'm gonna be running through trails, and I need, So I don't know. That's what I'm trying to deal with now. But you know, and I've also changed up. So the goal was to run 4 miles and then every week up it by a mile.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know like where a mile ends and a mile begins. I have my reader that says you've run 1 mile. You've run 2 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So what I found I had to do was I have to run an extra mile. So it tells me, oh, so when I run, right? So when I run, I leave my house and I just start running in a direction. And it tells me, oh, you've run 1 mile, 2 miles. So it says 2 miles, I turn around and just come back home. That's 4 miles. So then this week, when I upped it a mile, well, I can't up it 1 mile because I'm not going to be told you've ran 2.5 miles. So turn around and go back home.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'd have to constantly be checking if I'm running 2.5 miles. So what I decided to do is run, 3 miles. That means I turn around and go back home. And then eventually I'm going to be running. So like I decided I'm going to run that for 2 weeks. And instead of 1 week. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then, so I'll run 6 miles for 2 weeks. And then essentially 8 miles for 2 weeks. And then 10 miles for 2 weeks. Do it more like that.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
But it just means that every jump is 2 mile jump.
Yeah. How is it feeling? Because you just did a 2 mile jump. How did that feel? Did that feel sustainable?
I mean, Sunday was rough. Like I was like, but it was daylight savings time as well. And I didn't get to bed till like 10. So that means I only had like 5 hours of sleep. So that was kind of tough. That was kind of rough. And I came home and did it. But, the other days have been good. I'm running around like a 10:30 mile, 11:15, anywhere between 10:30 to 11:15 mile, which I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's super slow. But for me, that's pretty good. And here's another thing. I weigh 240 pounds. 250 pounds. Not 250, but like 245, 240. So like, it's hard to run that fast.
Dude, it's hard to run that fast no matter what. Like, I don't like, but I've said
Well,
so many times, I don't like to run. So.
I see online all the time, people are like, if you're not running sub 7 minute miles, you're walking. And I'm like, dude, go fuck yourself. Like, who the hell do you think you are? Like, yeah, if you weigh 110 pounds, like, shut up. People don't need to hear that.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of stuff just enrages me. It just gets so angry. Because it's like, those are also the things that, like, no one's going to say to your face.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love for someone to say that to my face. For me to be somewhere and they'd be like, dude, what are you doing? You're not running sub 7 minute miles? I feel like I'd be like...
Everybody's a lot more brave when they're on, like, social media and stuff like that. So, no, nobody would say that to you.
No. It'd be like, dude, what are you doing? Have fun chewing with no teeth. I'd be so upset. I'd be angry.
That escalated.
Yeah, it would escalate.
I don't think that you would punch somebody in the face for saying that. I think you would be angry. I don't think you would punch somebody in the face for that.
I think I would be angry, and I think I would say something to them that would either going to make them walk away and be upset, or say something else that's going to cause confrontation.
Yeah. But that's because you're just waiting.
Yeah, if there's one thing I do love, it's confrontation.
You're just waiting for that moment for somebody to disrespect you enough to validate
what I'm going to do.
you beating them up. That actually reminds me of, so I am an Outlander girly, and Outlander just started up again. I haven't watched the first 2 episodes of the new season because I wanted to rewatch all of them. And as
books.
we've been
Have you read all the
discussing,
books too?
I have
Because
read
they're
all the
books as well,
yes,
right?
I've read all the books.
There's what, 8 books?
There's a lot of books. Anyway,
Could be 20.
I don't know why you always have to ask like specifics,
Questions?
dude. God damn.
Well, I figure you read them all. You would know how many there are. Like, I read the Hunger Game books. There's 3 of them.
You're so. I want to. There are 9 right now, and she's working on number 10. That's right. I remember that she is working on number 10.
Okay.
Anyway,
You're rewatching it.
I wanted to rewatch it before I watched the new season, and I'm behind my plan for that because I'm behind my plan for everything. I'm behind my plan for walking because life gets in the way. Anyway, but that makes me think about, I just saw in, I'm currently in the middle of season 8. No, season 7. Because we're on season 8. So I'm in Outlander.
Okay.
And he just had there was just a really good my wife scene, yeah, what's that one movie that we watched, and there's a really good my wife scene in that
Hamilton?
one. There's no good my wife scenes in Hamilton because he's a loser. No.
The Gentleman?
Is it The Gentleman?
I think it's something like The Gentleman. I know it's a Guy Ritchie film, and Matthew McConaughey's in it.
Yeah, where he's like, I'd let you disrespect me, but you put your hands on my wife. And that's
No. He said, I'm not emotional about the money. I've told you that. But I am emotional. I am emotional about my wife.
Yeah.
Someone laid their hands on my wife.
My wife. And we just had a... I mean, it's been out, and the books have been out for a while. So no spoiler alerts here. If you're actually watching it, then you've seen it. But Claire gets taken by a group of people.
Again, she seems like she's always getting taken.
Remember, I'm rewatching. So again, I don't... I could be talking about one that you're already in
the beginning, she was taken. She was almost raped 4 times in the beginning.
Anyway, so she gets taken by this group of people, and they do a lot of things to her.
What do they do to her?
They rape her. They beat her.
Oh, wow.
She is messed up at the end, but Jamie comes and he gets her and he sees her and he asks her
So is this in America?
Yeah.
Okay.
He asks her, who did this to you? And she doesn't say a whole lot because she's beat up, and he just is kill them all. Just kill them all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not a lot of compassion.
Oh my gosh.
Does he end up killing them all?
Yeah, except for one.
Why?
Because he's kind of the leader of the pack guy.
Why
and
would you
he's
let him live?
He's the brother.
Oh, wait. Is this the scene where she meets the other time traveler?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck them guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just dude, you don't know what's coming. You might be raping me, but dude, there's a hurricane coming and you're going to get swallowed.
Yeah, and then later...
That guy was
again...
that guy was horrible, the other time traveler. He wasn't trying to help at all.
No, he ends up really messing things up.
Yeah.
Later on. But just a little bit later, there's a bunch of drama, and Claire and Jamie are taken again by the brother of the guy that they let live. He doesn't live a long time.
That's why you don't let people live.
He's injured, and Claire's gonna help him, and then he ends up dying by somebody else's hand, but I won't give that away.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah.
But so the brother,
the guy was a piece of garbage, dude. That guy was horrible person.
He was an awful person. He beat his wife. We were not supposed to like him. We're not supposed to have any compassion for him.
Which is crazy because Claire did.
Well, she had She had
what?
Taken an oath not to ever hurt anybody.
Dude, that was 300 years in the future.
200 years in the future.
You
but
took that oath.
But in her
That didn't
past,
happen. Hey, that didn't happen yet. Okay, that's in the future.
she took an oath. She doesn't want to hurt anybody, and like Jamie's like, I kill for her, and young Ian's like, I kill for her too, and Fergus is like, and I kill for her
so
too.
Funny. That's so funny because it's like it's so easy to be this loving, compassionate person when you're surrounded by like the fucking dogs of war. Like, they kill everybody.
I love that. That is my favorite storyline.
My wife. I could be nice. I could be compassionate. I could be loving. And it's like, yeah, but what if somebody does something wrong to you? Like, my husband will just kill them. Everybody will just kill them all. If anybody does anything wrong to me,
I don't think she really thinks like that, though. I think that
I'm just saying it's a whole lot easier. It's like Canada, right?
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Canada is so nice. It's like, yeah, well, you got the cloak of your big brother just hanging over you, going, do something, invade Canada, see what's going to happen. Like, you're going to find out why we don't have free healthcare in America. Okay? Like, that's Claire. Claire is so nice. She's so compassionate. She's so forgiving that she gets herself in these positions over and over and over and over and over again, which must drive Jamie insane. Like, if you just listen to me, lady, you wouldn't be in this position. And she's like, but I have to help him. Like when she wanted to buy like every single slave and set them free. Remember that?
Yeah,
I was like, what is Jamie going to do? Like, that's what you should stop slavery. And she came from a point where like there was no more slavery. But Jamie came from a point where like it was just normal. And
yeah, but he didn't believe in...
No, but he couldn't buy everybody. It was what his thing was, right?
Well, it doesn't matter. Even if you buy somebody and let them go free, at that point in time, they could then just be captured again.
But what you could do is you could buy people and like let them live a free life on your property.
But is that really free? You're free here.
You're free to go be a slave somewhere else, or you're free to be here. Like, I mean, is it...
I don't know.
Is it ultimately like, would you prefer that the laws were free to everybody? Of course, 100%. But let me just like paint a scenario, right? There's one plantation that makes you work like dogs and beats you and is horrible. The other plantation is like, you don't got to work at all. Like, this is just, you can be free. On my 15,000 acres, we're building a village where everybody is free. Oh, but only on this area, only on this property. Like, you're free to work these things. You're free to sell within. It's like almost like the Amish people. It's like you're free to do what you want inside of our community. Now, outside of our community, we have other laws that you have to follow, which are horrible laws. But don't go out there, and you don't have to worry about it. Wouldn't that be better?
Yeah, but I don't think she's wrong in. I think she got
overly emotional and put Jamie in a position that was not good. It could have ended horribly for everybody, right?
I mean,
he had to be like, my wife again.
No. He just was like, oh, she hasn't ever seen this and don't mind her. And then he bought the guy. Like,
and then what do you do with him?
They let him free.
And then he just gets kidnapped by somebody else and put back in slavery?
Like where they were, there was like a
it was the Bahamas, right?
It was like there was like I want to say they were in Jamaica.
Were they in Jamaica?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were in Jamaica. And like there was like a group of free slaves who lived kind of like in the mountains.
So they did allow free slaves. You could free your slave then. Or they were like rebels.
They were, yeah.
Okay.
They weren't legally free.
Yeah, they were just
not caught.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's like...
But I don't know. That's like my very favorite... you really went off the subject. I was just saying that I really, really like movies and books that have the my wife point. Like,
I agree.
Watching a man be like, dang.
Sticking up for his wife.
You just crossed that line.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, like, I feel like you would be very much like...
Yeah.
You have no idea what you just did.
Yeah, that's true. It would be.
So, I just like the my wife scenes in books and stuff. I feel like there's a lot of that in Outlander, and that might be why I like that so much.
Yeah.
Because she does get herself into situations where Jamie has to come in and be like, my wife.
And that's what I think.
Like when she got on trial for being a witch, she had to be like, you guys might have your laws, but I took an oath to protect this woman.
I got Jamie.
And so you're not going to be whipping her. And, he protects her there. Or when she, gets taken right after the one scene I was talking about, her and Jamie both get taken and they have to travel 200 miles to try to get to a place that has a working judicial system, because it's during the Revolutionary War, stuff's happening. But they have to go super duper far for her to be able to be put on trial for the murder that she didn't commit. But after everything's said and done and she's safe again, he goes and he finds the person that took her and was trying to get her on trial for that and kills him.
Yeah.
My wife.
How about this one? When they get married and she starts mouthing off and then he has to discipline her.
Yeah.
And she's so surprised.
He's like, no.
She's like, what are you doing?
I'll do it again.
He's like, no, I gotta give you spanking.
He's like, there's something about knowing it in your body that you've done something wrong.
And she's like, I know it. I won't do it anymore. It's like, I know, but this has to get done.
Yeah.
This will reassure that
he's
you
like,
won't
he
do
said,
it
if it just had to do with me and you, then we, all would be forgiven and we'd
But you're
move
talking
on.
shit to everybody and it can't.
No, she wasn't talking shit. They felt like she didn't truly understand what position she had put them in. And so she was just trying to talk to them in general and nobody was talking to her. And so she went upstairs and Jamie and Murtaugh were like, you're gonna have to tell her, because she put everybody's lives in danger.
Yeah, she almost killed everybody. So they were like, dude, we're protecting this lady. She almost killed everybody. And she was always trying to do the right thing is the thing.
Yeah.
She's a woman who's always trying to do the right thing in a time where you couldn't just do the right thing.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't laws, there wasn't structure,
and it definitely highlights why it would have taken so I'm pulling a question that I had to help my daughter study for a history test she was taking, and just why the United States has seemingly taken so long to take responsibility for the institution of slavery. And this...
Wait, you think they've taken a long time to do that?
That's the question in the history book.
Oh, okay.
Or in the history class. And this kind of highlights why it would take so long to change everything. There may have been several people like Claire out there trying to do the right thing.
Like abolitionists
but
that never had slaves and always fought against it.
The situation that they lived in at the time didn't really make it easy for small groups of people to speak out.
Yeah.
Even though maybe several of the people in that group agreed, nobody had the guts to speak out, because when you do, you end up having to have Jamie come in and kill a bunch of people.
Yeah. Back then it was like might makes right, If you were the stronger, better, faster, bigger person, then you got to do what you wanted to do. And if you had a group of those people, then they kind of can just impose. And I think also something that has happened for such a long time, to bring a stop to that is tough.
Yeah. And it was really everybody did it.
Yeah. And people could say it took so long for America to come to terms with it, but what is it, 200 years might feel like a long time if it's happening to you, but in the entirety of history, 10,000 years. Think about that. For 9,000, I don't know how long history. Let's just say 10,000 years. So for 9,800 years, it happened. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then so it's been 300 years that it hasn't happened. That's kind of a small portion of time when you stretch that out over the entirety of history.
Yeah. And even the natives had forms of slavery Like there was slavery everywhere.
Yeah, well, that was just it was just. I mean,
It was just, everybody preyed on
the weak.
the weak, the people that they could.
I mean, the Romans would take the Germans or the Gauls at the time. They would take the French. They would take the Celtics.
I mean, the word slavery comes from Slovakia or
it's a Slavic. Word.
It's like
it's a Slavic word.
Slaves were Slavic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
the whole word comes from that. I don't know, but just like
because it wasn't divvied up between, as we see, like in America, especially when it comes to like race and things. There's black people, there's white people, there's brown people. Like it's pretty broad in the sense, but like when you go back to how things are before, like or in Europe. Irish people don't even call Scottish people the same. And it's like, you're pretty close to the same. Like, they're even Celtic. But, like, Irish people would differentiate themselves from Scottish people in a huge way.
I don't know how that has to do with what we were talking about.
Because in America, we don't differentiate any of those things. It's so broad. Do you see what I'm saying?
Like we just say white and black.
Yeah.
Like
we just say white.
Well, it's because we aren't really anything.
Yeah, because
if you really think about it, we're so many different things that for us to differentiate, especially after the War of Independence, trying to create a national pride when we're such a big basket of so many different things, we can't look at those things as different things.
Yeah.
And it is natural for us to look at differences, and so the default would be skin color.
But I think that
but it's not right.
The tragedies and the victories are defaulted to everybody that's part of that skin color, and that's the tough part. Whereas, like in Europe, it's like, well, the French did this, and the Scottish did this, and the Welsh did this. Like those groups are and
in America, it's just the white. Did this, white. And it doesn't necessarily mean all the white or all the black. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. The victories and the tragedies, they're all just, everybody's encompassing.
Yeah.
If you're from, Nigeria and you come over here, there's no one's differentiating you as Nigerian. They're not like, well, I mean, and that person might, but at the same time, their kid's not going to be. And the society isn't going to be looking at them as like, well, you have these Nigerians and then you have African Americans, you know what I mean? You're just going to see like a big, broad span.
Yeah.
But
that's why the United States is so unique.
Yeah, and that's why it can be so amazing at times. I mean, we have rough times, we have rough history times that some people were here for, some people weren't, and that's the interesting thing. It's like holding people accountable for times that, like, the whole swath of generations weren't even here, in the sense where, like, in the 1900s, early 1900s, there's a lot of influx of, like, Irish and Russian and German and Mexican, I mean, the swaths of people coming in way after a lot of these tragedies already happened.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the nice thing about America, is that you have, there's like no other place like it.
Yeah.
We've traveled the world, and to me, I can't wait to go to Australia maybe next year and see how similar that is to America, because everybody always says, oh, it's very similar to America. But the diversity in America is like second to none, it feels like.
Yeah. I would like to go to Australia. I don't know. Also, Australia kind of scares me, to be honest.
Why? Because the top 10 deadliest animals live there?
Yeah, I feel like everything wants to kill you. And let's just be honest.
People are so nonchalant about it too. They're like, oh, the big old spider on my back, and they big tail. Like, they just wipe it off.
But let's just be honest, because this is only episode 3, and you can probably tell I'm not the smartest, like, most intelligent person. You ask me questions and I'm always like, I don't know, and I have to Google it. We're going to be in Australia, and I am going to have to assume that everything is deadly, or I'm going to die, because I'm not going to know the difference because I'm stupid. And I am excited to go, but oh, so scared to go. I'm so scared to go. I have been like, kind of like, maybe I'll just let Matt go on his own.
Well, here's the thing about about Australia. I feel the same way a little bit when we go to Florida. Like, we went to Florida.
I'm more scared of like. Never mind.
When we went to Florida, there's alligators and there's crocodiles. They find them in people's swimming pools. They find them in golf. When we go to Australia, I'm like, no body of water is safe. Like, we had a guy who came over here. I knew a guy who came over here, and people were in the river swimming, and he's like, "What are you guys doing? This is crazy," because he grew up in Florida, and you just didn't go swimming in the rivers because there's crocodiles in the river. And I've seen videos of people in Australia where they're like, foreigners come over and they're like swimming, and they're like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?" Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know that, and I'm gonna die.
Yeah, so I'm on the side of like, I'm good. I don't need to risk. And then there's like box jellyfish. There's great white sharks. Snakes. But like, I'm just talking about like the big things that are common, right? I mean, a great white shark. We have the biggest great white sharks in the world here, but they also have them there. And a bite is a bite, you know. They have bull sharks. They have. I mean, going to the water would be amazing.
I'm kind of Googling it, and I just put what deadly things, and the first hit are in Australia. Okay?
Okay.
Because they're deadly.
Spiders.
Saltwater crocodiles, inland taipon snakes, box jellyfish, funnel web spiders, strong UV radiation, bushfires, rip currents.
It's the sun will kill you. Strong UV radiation.
Are we going to like a populated? Because there's a big chunk of Australia.
Are you serious?
I don't know where we're going.
It's the Rugby World Cup, honey. Do you think it'd be in the middle of the outback?
I don't know. All I can think of. My knowledge of Australia is koalas
Quigley Down
and Quigley Down Under. And that doesn't look fun. Because he was like on the guy's property for like 3 days and still hadn't gotten there yet. Oh, man. I don't know. I think it might be another solo trip for you.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's the Rugby World Cup, so it has to be like in Sydney, Melbourne, like all these like places. What?
I don't even know what you said.
It has to be a part of all these like populated places. Because it's the World Cup. So.
Okay.
So I'm sure we'll fly into Sydney and we'll have fun.
Yeah. I just feel like.
Or it'll be another solo trip.
It might, yeah.
Solo trip.
But you'll have fun. Maybe you'll be like, okay, Kim, it wasn't that bad. And you'll be able to take me back or something.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go on a cruise there. That could be kind of fun.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, like to like New Zealand or like New Zealand and Australia?
Yeah. It could be fun.
I mean, unless those spiders get on the boat, you know?
That's literally what I was thinking.
Maybe like arachnophobia where they're like climbing underneath.
Stop. I literally was sitting on the toilet going to the bathroom and felt a tickle on my back. And I thought that it must be my hair. And I just like went like that and nothing. And then like there was a spider on me. And now we had to burn our house down. So I'm really not looking. Oh gosh. I don't know. Because there's also like the cool stuff, like the koalas and the kangaroos and the wallabies and stuff like that. But like,
wasn't a wallaby just a kangaroo?
No.
A small kangaroo?
I mean, they're pretty much, I don't know what their differences are. They're pretty similar, but they're not the same thing. One is a kangaroo and one is a wallaby. So.
Yeah, I just think that's like.
Would you want me to call that Australian rugby team the kangaroos? No, because they're not. They're the wallabies.
That's their girls team. Name the girls team.
Yeah, they're different.
I'm just joking. I have no idea what the women's team is, but. They could be. The Rays. The Kangaroos. Anyways, thank you for joining us. And tune in for next week. We'll have more in-depth conversation about geography. And
Matt will try to think of some questions to ask where I look like a total idiot. But in all actuality, I'm pretty intelligent. He asks random freaking questions.
Anytime Kim wants, she can ask me questions that would make me look like a total idiot.
But I choose not to.
But I'm okay with that. Anyways.
Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Love you.
Bye.